just punched myself in the face. Hey, welcome back to No Gears, No Glory. Welcome to part 2 of our Let's Get Ride Ready series of prepping our 2018 Polaris Turbo RZR for getting ready to ride. And today we're going to be tackling the front and rear differential fluid change. You're going to be changing this roughly every 75 to 100 hours, roughly every other oil change. You're going to want to change the diff fluids for regular maintenance. This is going to keep your machine in tip-top shape. This is recommended maintenance from Polaris, and it will keep your machine running as regular as possible, and make sure that when you get out there and ride hard, you're going to come back and know that you can ride again. All right, let's get started. The first thing you want to do when you're getting ready to do a differential fluid change is locate your drain plug and your fill plug. We got our fill plug here, but our drain plug is underneath. You're going to be using a Allen head socket for this, for both. And first, you want to start with draining your fluids. And you're going to need a catch can for that. Now, when you're doing maintenance on a vehicle like this, or any vehicle, when you're doing oil or differentials, I recommend wearing gloves. Now, you can wear rubber gloves like this, nitrile or vinyl. You can wear mechanics gloves. I personally have a hard time with mechanics gloves because I don't have a good feel for it, but either way, you don't want to get the oil on your hands. While the oil's got great things that are good for the internals of this engine, they're not good for the internals of your body. Wear some gloves. Alright, once you locate your drain plug, which is just inside the rear end of the RZR, you're going to use your socket to loosen that, and then go ahead and let that fluid drain. Now I'm going to go ahead and crack loose this drain plug just to make sure that there's a little bit of airflow and allows all the last of the differential fluid to drain out. Ow! I just punched myself in the face. Alright, now looking at our drain plug, you want to check for metal shavings because the tips of these are magnetic. And in this particular case, we definitely have some metal shavings on there. I'll see if we can't get a better look at this. Now right there you can see there's a lot of metal shavings in there. Not particularly happy about that. We may be eating up a lot of our gear in there. So there could be a diff change in our future. Ugh. Alright, once your fluid is done draining, go ahead and put your plug back in. You're going to tighten that down to a factory spec of about 8 to 10 foot-pounds. Newton meters. Alright, I'm going to be using this extended funnel, and we'll go ahead and just stick that in there again. This should take both bottles pretty easily. You may notice I have my oil catch pan underneath just in case we start dripping once we get full. Just want to make sure you have that in place so you don't make a mess all over your floor. That's one bottle down. Here we go with bottle number 2. Alright, we're just about at the end of our second bottle. I'm just going to pour the rest in, and we'll see if we got much leakage out the drain plug. Yep, we're getting leakage back out through the drain plug. Now we'll go ahead and reinstall our drain plug. Again, roughly around 10 Newton meters or 10 foot-pounds of torque, and you're good to go. Once you get your plug back in, just wipe up the excess gear oil that dripped out as best you can. I'm kind of ridiculous about this, so there you go. Pretty simple. Alright, now basically we're just going to flip around, bring the front end inside the garage, and we will do the same thing to the differential up there. Drain the fluid, refill her, lock her up. And down low, here we go. And again, I'm taking out the fill plug just to make sure we get proper flow through. Make sure the air is working its way through that diff and all the fluid will drain out. We're going to go ahead and inspect for debris. Okay, kind of like the rear, we have some debris on here. It's definitely like mushy metal debris. So we're going to wipe that off, clean it up. For our drain plug, same thing. I want to look and inspect and see if we have metal material, and we do. Not a lot, much better than the rear. We're going to clean that up so we don't reintroduce new contaminants to that new oil that we're putting in. And you also want to make sure you check your seal here. And our seal looks good. I feel like that's still in very good shape. Right now we're going to take our demand drive fluid and we're going to go ahead and start filling this up. Now we're going to fill that again, and just like the rear, until the fluid starts coming out the base of the threads on the fill hole. And this only holds 8.5 ounces, so it's not that much. Alright, I got a hose that we can use. Just got to run it in there. Just waiting to pour enough that it starts flowing back out of the fill hole. Yep, and there we go. And we're there. Go ahead and put the cap back on, and we're good to go. And you want to make sure that's good and tight. Wipe up the excess outside of the diff. Well, that wraps up that one. That's the front and rear differential on our Turbo XP. It's really actually pretty simple, not bad at all. It's really not that hard. It's going to save you a lot of money having it done in your garage with a little bit of know-how. It's great to be familiar with these machines so that if you're ever out in the desert or in the forest riding and something goes wrong, it's not completely foreign getting inside and taking a look around. Anyways, thanks a lot for joining us here at No Gears, No Glory. Appreciate you watching, appreciate you liking and subscribing. And again, catch our next episode on servicing your CVT belt and your air filter. That's going to be our next installment on our Getting Ride Ready Part 3. All right, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time here at No Gears, No Glory. Bye-bye.